Hey guys, it's Rose. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a speed build of my resident surfaces. If you saw my entrance speed build, you'll know that my resident surface is super close to my entrance. So I am kind of working on connecting my entrance to my resident surfaces. And I kind of envisioned having a little space behind my plaza with trees and a little sitting bench. I just thought it would be really cute to have a little spot back there right in between the waterfalls that I'm going to build. So right now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get cliffs and space for trees. It is really annoying how picky trees can be to place in Animal Crossing. I'm making two pretty much identical shapes. They're kind of like an L and a backwards L, if that makes sense, for my first level. I decided to put jail bars behind the trees, so I just put them down to make sure I had enough room for all three of them. And now I am deciding how I want the paths to be behind my resident surfaces, and I decided to put wood planks on the left and the right side so that if you were standing on the plaza, you could tell there was like a little secret trail back there. I kind of played around with the shapes a couple different times to see what I like the best. And I think if you ever feel stuck when you're building your island, that's one of the best things that you can do, is just decide on an area and give it a try, and then if you don't like it, just try something else. And that's worked pretty good for me so far. Eventually I ended up going with a kind of rectangular shape with a little end poking out for the bench, and I really liked how that turned out. So now that I have the base level terraformed, I started adding some bushes to kind of fill in the spaces and see where I wanted my trees and flowers to go as well. And I'm also starting to build up my second level so that I can decide where I want the waterfalls to go, but I realized there's no spot for like the double waterfall to connect. I think you'll see what I mean in a second. I had to destroy part of the cliff on the bottom because they wouldn't connect kind of like on a diagonal. So I did go down one more level, and then I took out a little bit of the cliff on both sides so that the waterfalls could connect on that first level. See, now they are able to connect and be a nice beautiful double waterfall. I like to have my second cliffs by 3 so I can round out all the corners. So that is what I'm doing right now. Just making sure the first level is at least 5 so that it can hold a 3x3 cliff for the second level. And then I'm just going to be trying to make the same cliffs and terraforming on the right side of my resident surfaces the same as I did on my left. Now I'm adding some furniture items, and I'm just playing around with some country fence, some log stakes, and they're both brown and neutral colors, so I'm just kind of playing around with both to see which I like best. And I end up going with the log stakes, but I kind of centered it and then put a weed right next to it to make it look nice and natural. And I'm also going to add some street lamps right next to the trees behind the plaza. I just thought it would look really pretty at night. And now I'm going to grab some flowers from my little garden on the left side of my island. I've been trying to clear this area up bit by bit, and it's just really hard because it keeps snowing, which actually waters your flowers and makes them produce more. But I'm grabbing flowers from there and just adding a few here and there. And I am sticking to white flowers for the most part on my island, I decided. I just think in the summer and springtime it just looks so nice. It does kind of look a little bit boring to me in the snow, but I think when I finally upload my dream address, I want it to be in the spring or summer, because I just feel like that suits my style of decorating the best. Just like really simple and natural stuff, so I think that will work out for the best. Also just adding some trees to the top. And I also decided I think I want my shops to be on the left and right, like my Able Sister and Nooks to be on the left and right. I haven't completely decided on that yet, but I am kind of like terraforming a spot out where, you know, a staircase could go, and just kind of thinking about that. I'll probably keep going on that in a different video, but for now I just wanted to add that to my resident services design of how I would connect it to another area. So that's why the sides kind of look funny like that right now. And this is actually another day, and I decided I wanted to put some stuff in front of my resident services as well. Like I said, my entrance is right near my plaza, so on the very left you can kind of see some terraforming from the other side of my entrance. So I'm just going to try to figure out in a way that I can connect my entrance with the front of my plaza. I decided I think I want to have some archways right here in front of the plaza. I just think it'll look really pretty and grand. And kind of make it look like there's a festival going on in the town center. And right now my favorite archway is the Trees Bounties arch. So I decided to get the materials to make that. And I might switch some out seasonally, but I kind of just wanted to see what that would look like first. So I kind of put some decorations and some street lamps down, and then I went ahead and made the archway. I think that looks really cute right in front of the plaza. And then I just went in and added some bushes and weeds to the corners to kind of fill in the space a little bit more. And then I made some long benches so that I could put them right next to my plaza. I thought that would be cute because the villagers are always walking around the plazas. So I thought it would be really cute if they had a spot to sit also. So I'm kind of just playing around with the furniture and then also where I want all the paths and bushes to go. I also too have all of my paths on my Instagram in a highlight cover. It's just called codes. Every single code that I've used on my island is on there. If you ever need help finding anything, you can always just leave a comment down below as well. So now I am just laying down some pathing. It's a very small space that I have in between my beach and my plaza and then my entrance. So I think I'm going to make this like a little maybe picnic table or sitting area kind of thing. But right now, before I put the furniture down, I kind of just wanted to decide where all the pathing was going to go first. Okay, so it's a new day and I've actually time traveled to February just because I was feeling a little bit uninspired by building in the snow. I feel like my decorating style is a lot of brown and neutral colors, so I really wanted to be able to see what it would look like with grass. So I'm finishing the rest of the speed build in February when there's no snow on the ground. After looking at what was in front of my resident services again in grass instead of snow, I tore some of it up that I just wasn't really liking how it looked, and I'm just playing around with layering some fencing, trees, and bushes. Kind of using holes in the ground to mark out where I want another set of trees to go, and I tried to make it as symmetrical as I could outside of there being a cliff on the left side and empty space on the right side.
I don't want to take back. I just want you to come to California.
I decided I did like the archway in front of the resident services. I thought it looked really pretty, so I did put that back down. I built a couple more pieces of furniture to fill in the spaces in between the trees, so I used weeds. I planted nursery trees and a couple of furniture items just to make sure it looked really full. I really wanted a good separation of my plaza from my beach, so I tried to make it look very thick and dense in what small space I had. I also laid down a little bit more pathing, and I'm sure I will finish more of that in another video, but for right now I was just focusing on what was in front of my resident services so that you guys could have a good idea of what that will look like. Placing a terrarium and a pillow on the benches in front of my plaza. I'm adding a little bit more decoration to the cliffs that I have right next to the resident services building. I moved the log stakes that were in front of the waterfalls, and I'm adding just some more weeds and little nursery tree plants. Those are one of my favorite things to use when I'm building these days. I just think they look so cute, like a little sprout in the ground. Yeah, so I'm really trying to put finishing touches on everything. And as for the small area right near my entrance, I just decided to add a clothesline and a stool with a towel basket on top. I thought that looked really cute right there since it was right by the water. But now I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of what the whole thing looks like. So here is my entrance, and I'm planning on putting one of my shops right here, I think, so it's really easy access. And then on the cliffs behind my resident services building, we just have some really minimal decorating for now, until I put my shop up there. Here is the little sitting area that I have behind my resident services building. And then this is what the cliff on the right side looks like as well. I just have bushes right next to the paths and some white log benches with some decorations so that my villagers have a place to sit and hang out if they want to. This is like a woodsy area right in front of my plaza, and it took me a long time. Like, this was actually like 3 hours worth of footage, but I really like how everything ended up turning out, and I'm really happy with it. And the right side just leads to this empty area where we can film some videos in the future. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming and decorating this area of my island. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, you guys!